What is a pyramid?
Across the villages and the cities, stories of quick riches and flexible work have spread like wildfire. The pitch is very irresistible. Join a global network, sell cosmetics, health products, or online packages, and recruit a team. Promises of cars, houses, vacations, and bank accounts overflowing with the cash dominate their different seminars. Yet beneath all this hype, there is a voice, a warning to many of these multi-level marketing companies that are operating unsustainable pyramid schemes. In fact, over 99% of MLM participants end up losing money. And when it comes to Africa, where so many people are living in low-income countries, it becomes clear that when companies emphasize recruitment over sales, ordinary people pay the price. And you have not yet seen the consequences of these multi-level marketing schemes. It starts small. Consider the messages pouring in on social media. It doesn't matter. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Headlines like "Make money just by shopping and recruiting," or "Earn $1,200 a week with one simple trick." In fact, one poster in Zimbabwe showed an MLM flyer boasting of a senior manager earning about $1,200 weekly plus $200 just from collecting shopping receipts. Most of these pitch do come along with very nice testimonials. For example, a promoter of Elamant, an ML company, claimed that she had benefited so much and that the money goes a long way in everyone's need. I'm not saying that having a source of income is not helpful, but my concern is how is that money made? Because such stories are only meant to drive attention, to lure desperate job seekers. But these stories are always cherry-picked cases. The real truth is most recruits never see those figures of income. But how do these schemes work? Multi-level marketing schemes are a sales organization. Participants are derived from a pyramid-shaped commission system. In practice, a distributor earns in two ways: retail product sales to external customers and a cut of what the recruited distributors buy or sell. If it's genuine, the business should rely on actual product demand. But the warning sign is when the main focus becomes in enrolling new members. In fact, in most of the multi-level marketing companies, the revenue is derived from non-salaried workforce selling products, while participants' earnings do come from a pyramid-shaped commission system. In other words, money mainly flows to those at the top, fueled by entry fees from everyone below. Unsurprisingly, the FTC reports that less than 1% of multi-level marketing participants do make profits, meaning almost everyone who joins these companies do make losses. Many African MLM schemes do sell items. This can include cosmetics, supplements, kitchen gadgets, vacation tickets, just to appear legitimate. But the problem is these products are overpriced, they have questionable benefits, and are downright unsafe for use. Sometimes participants may be told to sell the secret. The secret is in believing, working harder. But what if the product will not sell at a retail price? For instance, Central Bank of Namibia found that the company Longrich Bioscience was essentially a financial scheme, not a real product business. For years, Longrich claimed of daily use items, yet when investigation was done, they came to a conclusion that its earnings were driven by recruitment and high dividends paid from the newcomers' fees. The scheme was banned with a warning that it would lead to loss of funds for the members, especially those who join at a later stage. In Uganda, in early 2025, the Uganda police rescued 51 people who were tricked by one of the most popular MLM schemes in the country, the AIM Global Alliance scheme. Families had sent youth with the promises of jobs, but they were forced to hawk herbal products on the street and recruit others under pressure. Each recruit paid about 150,000 Uganda shilling, which is about $40 upfront as training fees. Then they had their phone phones confiscated, they were told to get their relatives to send 1.5 million shillings more. The recruits were falsely promised that they could earn at least 1 million shillings per month if only they were to build a big team. In reality, police found the victims crammed into rented rooms, isolated by managers and cut off from family. The scheme's mastermind had since been arrested. Therefore, networking companies in Uganda have become a major source of fraud and human trafficking. But this incident is not only in Uganda, it is worldwide, as the FTC reports that Americans have lost over $600 million to income scams between 2016 to 2020 to companies, and many of them are MLM companies. So my question is, in your country, have you ever heard of any MLM company? Let me know within the comment section. Other high-profile MLM brands have also drawn a lot of scrutiny. The Chinese company Longrich that we have talked about has been declared illegal in Namibia after the central bank's investigation. In 2020, the Namibian authorities even told the public to stay clear of Longrich and other similar networks like Karatbas, Onyx Lifestyle, amongst others. People who were promoting these companies were urged to refund back all the funds paid by the recruits. In West Africa, QNET, a global direct selling firm, has been linked to scams. Nigerian authorities busted the fake QNET academies called the Ponzi scheme academies. They lured students with the promises of jobs abroad. Over 130 suspects were arrested in Abuja for running a fraudulent entity misusing QNET's brand. The QNET management claimed that these were impositors, but these cases shows how a non-African company can become entangled within the scams in Africa. But the question is, are African MLMs different from those elsewhere? Fundamentally, they operate on the same mechanic, product plus recruitment, but some characteristics are unique in Africa. The hardships that people do go through in Africa do drive many of them to join these schemes. But also, there are so many weak regulations in different countries, bribing and corruption of regulatory officers. This can lead to oversight. They can allow shady operations to become popular. Regional bodies like Common Market for East and Southern Africa have even issued warnings about these schemes. They claim that the MLMs are under investigations and members of the public should be careful. Yet the lies are everywhere. Recruiters, be it in Africa or anywhere in the world, they do push the same line. They claim it's not a scam if there is a product, or only lazy people do fail in MLMs. But this is not true, because presenting MLM as a business opportunity is a misrepresentation. MLM is the epitome of unfair or deceptive act or practice, and so many studies have clearly shown that there are no wins if you join MLM. Only a tiny fraction of people at the top do profit from each newcomer's fees. But how about the victims themselves? Whether you are in Africa or anywhere in the world, the victims do have the same stories. They report draining of their savings, borrowing money from others to buy into the network, only to see the scheme collapse. Most of them do report that recruiters often push them to sign up family members or friends, which tend to affect their relationships with those people. When you promise someone a big monthly income and it fails to materialize, members will be blamed for not working hard enough. This narrative is called the dangerous blame the victim myth. In fact, the FTC data shows that most of the MLM joiners do make little money or no money regardless of the effort. So the MLM scheme is meant to make you feel guilty for not working enough, so that in case you fail, you do not blame the company, nor will you blame the promoter. For you who is watching this video, how can you protect yourself? How can you help someone out there to protect themselves? Number one, I want you to be very careful. Before you join any company, do a very deep scrutiny about them. And if you discover that it is an MLM pitch, treat it as a business deal. Ask pointed questions to the person promoting that scheme. For example, how much did you really make last year after expenses? Or how many recruits do you currently have? Or what portion of your income is coming from selling rather than recruiting people? From there, feel free to go ahead and check the company itself. Look for their income disclosure documents if it's available, and try to look within the refund policy if they have one. If they call you for any meeting, be skeptical and careful not to be put under pressure to buy very expensive starter kits. And remember that a legitimate direct selling business should let product sales speak for themselves. You shouldn't have to earn money mostly by recruiting new people. So the bottom line is, multi-level marketing in Africa can offer genuine products, but the structure often leaves late joiners losing money.